I agree. Jack Carter with DTI is really going to be equally eye-opening. He began his trading career as a Wall Street trained stockbroker in 1984 and then later founded Superior Information. It's a company focused on publishing opinionated stock and options information for traders and investors in 1997. Today, Jack's going to go over trading weekly options in volatile markets, how to generate weekly income regardless of market conditions, how to determine the best underlying stock to trade, and then placing a hedge trade that will yield consistent results. Jack, I see you're signed in.
Can you see that there?
That's perfect, Jack.
So we're just going to go through this. It's like a lesson, and I like to teach this to people because it's a killer strategy for making weekly income in any market conditions. So there's a picture of me. We couldn't do this live because I'm doing it on a PowerPoint, but I wanted you to see who's doing the talking here. And I want to thank you for attending this training. I'm going to give you an amazing way to make weekly income in up and down markets. So please shut down all other programs on your computer, and please no multitasking. So turn off your phone, get a pen and paper, because this is really important information. You can use this immediately, so don't let anything distract you or disturb you while we're doing it. We'll have an introduction, which you're doing now. We'll go over the content. We'll have a question and answer session, then we'll wrap it up, and I'll have a free bonus I'll tell you about at the end of this training. So let's get started with this. Having seen what the market has done this year with record swings and volatility, most people are asking, is it even possible to make money in an up and down volatile market? And what about a bear market? What if we head into a bear market? Or how about when everybody else gets slaughtered in the stock market? How can I still profit? And that's what I'm going to show you. A new opportunity, like I say, something you can use today. And I really believe this is the biggest breakthrough for the little guy since the invention of the internet. Because before today, you probably thought the only way to trade was to pick a stock or a currency or a commodity and hope it goes in a certain direction. Or do the same thing with options, but get leverage to multiply your upside, which also magnifies your downside. But there's a third way to trade, and that's what I'm going to teach you about today. And you need to understand that this is truly different, probably from anything you've seen before. What it's all about is using weekly income, using weekly options to make weekly income. So people ask, why weekly options? Well, weekly options give us two huge advantages. Number one, the opportunity to make high weekly income. There's really no other investment vehicle that's set up like this that you can use to make weekly income. And it gives you a chance to make a triple-digit profit in a volatile market like we have now. So those are two huge advantages right there, okay? And weekly options are like regular options, but they expire every week. Now, that expiration is a key point I want you to remember as we go through this, because when they expire, they could expire worthless. So with weekly options, you could potentially make 2%, 5%, 18%, 15% every week just on one trade. And I'm going to show you how to do that here. And you can do as many of these weekly options trades as you want to create weekly income, or a huge retirement account, or both. And you could trade with large accounts or small. You can use just $1,000 on a trade or $100,000. And the best part is you get paid every Friday, right? Now, I'll tell you more about the number one way to make weekly income with weekly options in just a minute. But first, I want to tell you about myself. My name is Jack Carter. I have over 35 years and $1 billion in trading experience. Was trained at the World Trade Center in 1985, and I traded throughout the largest up and down market in history. Now, one thing that's unique that you can get from my experience is I've been a stockbroker, a NASDAQ market maker, a professional day trader, and a hedge fund manager. So I've got a unique perspective on the market. But the thing I'm most proud of is I've successfully taught traders from 43 countries to make profit-rich trades. Now, I'm not telling you all this to impress you, rather to impress upon you that this is 100% real, not some hypothetical stuff some guy made up but never put any real money on. So now I've discovered what I believe is the biggest trading advantage for the little guy since the invention of the internet. Now, before we get into the deep dive on this. I want to tell you why and how the overall options market plays out and why this system works so well in the options market. So you might know this, but options are a tool used by professional traders as a hedge against the current position. And this hedge is mostly for protection. Professional money managers, traders, institutions like pensions accounts, they use these kind of hedges. In fact, that's what options were designed for, those people. And over 75% of all stock market activity is now done by institutions. And in the options market, these institutions, they buy put options and call options to hedge their position. However, because there's so much leverage in them, huge returns with very little investment, lots of traders or speculators get drawn in and take a shot at them, but they get hooked by the thought of getting rich quick. That's the whole hook with options, right? You put $100 in, make 10,000. That's the hook. Here's the hardcore reality. Most option traders don't hit the jackpot or anything even remotely close. In fact, overly optimistic option buyers lose millions every week to a small percentage of insiders who know the secrets to trading options for maximum gains with minimum risk. But you know what? It's not their fault that they lose this money, these options buyers. Not at all. Why? Because like many things in business and life, the game is hopelessly rigged in the professional's favor. Now, before I go on, I want to share a quick story with you. And I love teaching from experience, even when I get my butt kicked. I guess I should change that. But this is a damaging admission I'm going to make to you. I failed miserably when I got started. And this was an especially low blow to myself because I was a Series 7 licensed stockbroker when I made this trade, right? Now people think, well, if you're a Series 7 licensed stockbroker, you got to know way more than the average guy on the street. But let me tell you something. Stockbrokers, they don't. When I went to the World Trade Center, we got trained a little bit in stocks, and it was mostly about cold calling. And, you get back from New York and you think you know everything and you don't know anything. And I was a miserable failure. And that's tough to admit, but I'm going to do it because I learned a lot from that. And it's how it was with my very first option trade back in 1985. I was a financially broke and desperate rookie stockbroker with Dean Witter. You guys might remember them. So myself and another idiot, we went halves on buying some December call options on a stock. He researched and studied, and he thought it was a sure bet. So we bought the call options, anticipating the stock was going to go up and the value of the options to skyrocket along with it. And I was so sure of this trade that I used money I'd need to get an airline ticket to go back home to be with my dad in Gary, Indiana for the holidays. Now, I even pawned off a guitar to get this money. I was so sure this trade was going to work, right? And the result, 3 weeks of pain and all my money gone. Over the next 3 weeks, I watched the stock stay about the same price it was when we bought the call options, yet the call options price declined a little bit almost every day. Even on days the stock did go up, the call option barely moved at all until it was worse than worthless. Now, it was worse than worthless because the commission at the time to sell it cost more than the options were worth. And I learned some valuable lessons here in this trade, lessons that I've profited from over the last 35 years and lessons you can profit too. So first one is never invest or trade more than you can afford to lose because anything can and will happen in the stock market. And my system is not 100% accurate either, okay? The second thing you need to know, and this is the thing that really killed me, was the time decay of options erodes their value enormously the closer they get to expiration. I mean, enormously. So you want this time decay factor working for you, not against you, okay? You want to put time decay on your side. Now, I lost for the same reason most options traders lose. I bought an option and held on to it until it was practically worthless. Now, here's a fact for you. Options buyers lose money more often than option sellers. The reason why is because the time decay makes the options expire practically worthless. And the number one reason options buyers lose money is they run out of time, okay? This is the thing. They run out of time. That expiration is all based on time. Now, here's what you're going to love about this. My weekly options trading system works because it's based on 3 simple truths about options. Options truth number 1, Most options expire worthless. Now, people are going to argue, is that 87% or 78% or whatever? But options can expire worthless. That's just right there. That's a huge thing you need to know, because there's nothing else I know you can sell to somebody that's going to be worthless right after you sell it to them. So most options expire worthless, or the fact that options can expire worthless. And options expire worthless because of time decay. That's the second options truth you need to know. And the third one is time decay occurs most in the last week of options expiration. So now with weekly options, you could take advantage of this time decay factor every week. Now, here's the secret. This is the secret to the whole thing. So write this down, okay? What we're doing, the big principle and concept we're applying with this strategy is we're going to sell options while they have a little time value left, and then we're going to let them expire worthless, okay? And we're going to do it in a low risk protected way. And I'll show you how to create this weekly income. And as I do, I want you to understand a fundamental difference in what I teach. So what you'll learn here is based on selling weekly options. We're not buying them, we're selling them to take advantage of time decay and putting the advantage of probability on your side while also protecting yourself. So what you'll learn here is different from the mainstream options trading world in two different ways. This is really critical. I mean, there's so many people trading options and trying to teach you how to trade options, but you need to understand this is different from everything. And there's two reasons why. One, it's based on what works in the real world, okay? This happens every week. We got a killer track record to prove it. The second reason is this different from the mainstream options trading world is also the reason this system is so reliable and powerfully effective. And you'll never guess what this reason is. But what I'm going to teach you about options trading is based on the underlying stock. All right. That's different than everybody else. Everybody else teaching you about options is trying to teach you about options. That doesn't work. Okay. Every option investor who loses consistently is looking for options success by analyzing options. That does not work. It doesn't matter what option strategy you use. If you get the underlying stock pick wrong, the option strategy is going to fail. Get the stock picking part right, and you'll flat out kill it in the options market. So that's a real key takeaway I want you to get. It's we don't analyze options. We analyze the stock, and that's going to put you way ahead. And that's why the core of what I teach you about options trading is based on the underlying stock and not the options. And I know this is the exact opposite of what most options gurus teach, but this works. And since options prices decay most in the last week of expiration, weekly options are a trader's dream come true. I'm telling you, people, when you learn how to put this together, you're just going to love it. Here's something else that gives you a huge advantage. And this is especially great right now. The stock does not have to move in a desired direction for you to profit. It can go up, it can go down, it can stay the same. Now, you see, after you buy a stock, there's only three things that can happen. The stock can go up, can stay the same, stock can go down. Okay, with my system, you don't need to pick stocks that go up. They can go up, stay flat, or even go down, and you can still profit. So with my trading system, you can make money in 3 out of 3 possible outcomes. So even if you're a horrible stock picker, you can still profit with weekly options. Now, I'm going to outline the strategy now. Then I'm going to show you some real examples so that you can apply it and get the results you want. All right. So we're going to select the stock that has available weekly options and is trending in the same direction as the broad market. That's the first step. Second thing is we're going to sell a weekly option to bring in cash immediately. So when you sell an option, that cash hits your account immediately. Okay. When we sell the option, we're going to bring in money, and we're going to take part of that money and buy a weekly option on the same stock. Now, here's why we do that, all right? When we buy that lower strike price option, it lowers the capital required to do the trade, all right? That's a big, big, big deal. The capital requirement is the difference between strike prices. And this limits your risk, right? Otherwise, you'd have unlimited downside risk. This limits your risk, and it gives you a hedge. And when that hedge kicks in, man, watch out. Now, this is critical. When you do these two trades at the same time, you're going to get more money for the option you sell than you spend on the option you buy. And you're going to do it all on one ticket, right? Now, let me run that by you again. You're going to sell an option and bring in money, and you're going to use some of that money, but not all, to buy another option for protection. Now, the difference between these two options is your profit. The difference between what you get when you sell it and what you spend when you buy another one, the difference is your profit. So you can make $250, $4,500, 5% or more in 3 days. And as I said, anything can and will happen in the stock market. So this is where the hedge comes in. If the stock goes against you, you can make even more because you own a hedged trade. And there's no other trading strategy on the planet that gives the little guy this many advantages. So this is a massive confidence booster and a game changer for most traders. Plus, use this strategy to generate income for life. All right, now let me tell you more about the number one way to make weekly income. First, understand that this strategy works when others fail because it's market driven. You want to write that down, market driven. You always want a market driven strategy because it means that you plan your trade based on the direction of the broad market. And my research has proven that you can improve the odds on any of your trades if you simply trade in the same direction as the broad market. So before we pick any stock, the very first thing you got to do is put your fingers on the pulse of the broad market. And when you do this, it means you'll never be on the wrong side of the market again. Now, a lot of people, they don't look at what the broad market's doing before they make a trade. But with this, you're always going to look at what the broad market's doing first, then you're going to do the trade. All right. And as I said, my research indicates you can increase your odds of success by 85% on every trade. That's why this market-driven approach, it works when others fail. All right? People say, well, Jack, we're not in the same kind of market we were in January. Yes, we are. Exactly. Nothing's changed. You use a market-driven approach, everything's the same all the time. Now, that doesn't mean it works 100% of the time, but it works close to 90% of the time, 80 to 90% of the time. So you want to be on the right side, and you always want to put your fingers on the pulse of the market first. This means you can trade in up and down markets with a high degree of probability. Now, I'm going to walk you through the step-by-step process, and I'm going to give you some real examples in both up and down markets. So remember, I promised I was going to help you by actually helping you. So I'm going to show you how to do this when the market's going up and how to do it when the market's going down. So right now we're in a bull market. So let's talk about how to do it in a bull market, because most of the time the market is in a bull market, right? So this is the thing. This is the way you'll be doing this most of the time. So get your pen out, get your paper out, take some notes. The step one here on this strategy is we're going to look at the broad market first. So in this example, we're looking at ticker symbol SPY. That's going to give you the ETF that mirrors the S&P 500. And the S&P 500 is a great way to look at the broad market. So we first look at SPY to see, is it going up? Is it going down? Is it going sideways? That's really all you got to do. Nothing fancy, no deep analysis. Just take a look at like a 6-month chart. Okay. That's going to give you a good view. So this, we could see this is going up. You don't even need to do any technical analysis. You could just look at it, right? Step two, we're going to select the stock. Now, this stock has to be going in the same direction as the broad market. Plus, it has to be a little more volatile, right? It means it has to have a little more intraday wiggle, so to speak. Now, that volatility means that option is going to have some value. If the stock didn't wiggle around, the option wouldn't have any value. So we want something that has volatility and a directional bias, and that directional bias is going to be the same as the broad market, right? So here's a good one you could use. We've used this one so many times. It's just unbelievable. Amazon. Now, before I go any further, Amazon was $2,043 at this time of this case study. But the point is that the price of the stock doesn't matter. This is the biggest gift you get with this weekly option strategy, is that you can trade Google, Shopify, Netflix, Amazon, all the expensive stocks, and it doesn't matter because the only thing that matters is the difference between strike prices times the number of options contracts you're going to trade. So you could get into one of these trades for $1,000 or less, you know. So let's move on. We found the stock, okay? We got the broad markets going higher, stocks going higher, a little more volatile than the broad market. Here's the third step. We're going to sell a put option, bring in cash, and buy a lower strike price put option with that cash we just brought in. So here's the example on Amazon. You can see the stock price is this wiggly blue line. Now, we always want to get into this trade on Tuesday and out on Friday. So it's a really short-term trade. And the reason we don't get in on Monday is Mondays are just crazy wild days. It's like the worst day you can initiate a trade. So we wait till Monday, and by getting in on Monday and out on Friday, we're out of the market 20%, right? Everybody else that's in 5 days a week, we're out. So we have less time in the market. That gives you less market risk overall. So this is a great example. If you look at Amazon here, is 2025, but we sold a put at a strike price of $19.52.50. That's way below the price of the stock. And we bought a put option that was $2.50 strike price lower than the one we sold. Now, we got more for the one we sold than we spent on the one we bought, and that difference is our net credit. And we got more for the one we sold because it's higher than the one we bought. It's closer to the price of the stock. So you enter this trade on Tuesday. You put this all on one ticket, right, with a limit on your net credit. Put that order in. The order gets filled. You collect $3,000 instantly. Now, the stock's moving higher. We got a huge cushion, right? We're no risk right here. We got a tripwire right here. Now, if the stock did drop down and hit this tripwire, that's going to be at a price that's higher than our strikes. So we can get a notification from our broker to unwind this trade, or we can just buy back the short put, stay long the long put, and if the stock falls even more, we'll make a huge profit. But this diagram is why I wanted to do this in a PowerPoint presentation with slides, because a picture, is worth 1,000 words, and this one is going to give you a great view of how we do this. So one thing that people love about this is you put this order in on one ticket, even though it's two trades. With the order system at the brokers now, you can just put it all in on one order with a limit on your net credit. You collect your credit, right? And then you place your tripwire. So you've got this cushion and you've got some protection right here, okay? You've got a huge range. Now, in this example, Amazon expired at 2079, and these options expired worthless because the price of the stock was above 1952.50 when it expired on Friday. So these are just 3-day trades, and this cushion right here gives you way less risk than if you own the stock. You own the stock, you got all that. You got this trade going on. This is the no risk zone with this cushion. So you're collecting this cash. You're quietly going in, scooping out some money, right? Put that trade in on Tuesday. It expires on Friday. You do it again next Tuesday. You keep doing this every week. And this is how you make the big weekly income. And you can do it all with just a few clicks on an online brokerage account. It's commission free now. You might have to pay $6.50 per contract, but most of the brokers have commission free. And with the sliding scale, you get to decide how much you want. It might be 3,000, it might be 1,000, it might be 5,000, but you get to pick, right? You can use the strike prices you want. Now, let me give you another example because I think these always help you drive the point home. Here's one on Shop. This is a high-flying stock. This one was at 456 during this case study. And we found the market was going higher. We found a stock that was trending higher. So what we do is, right, the blue line here, that's the stock price. Stock's trading right here. This is this price, 450. And at that time, it's 450. There's a market for these deep out of the money puts. It's just crazy. So we're going to sell a 417.50 put, buy the 415 put. The difference here is $2.50. So that's $250 per contract. So a 10 contract trade would be $2,500. You put this all in on one order. You collect, in this case, $1,700. You do that on Tuesday, and look how far out of the money we are. It's crazy that there's a market for options with strike prices down here when the stock price is up there. So this cushion is immense, immense cushion. This is almost like sneakily taking $1,700 out of the market with just a 3-day trade. And here again, shop closes up 479. And these options aren't going to be worth anything. So we sold this one. We brought in more money than we spent buying that one. The difference is where we collect this $1,700. Now, remember when we set this up, we placed 2 trades, right? We sold a put, bought a lower strike price put, and initially we did this to make a nice weekly return. But if the stock dropped below those strike prices, we'd have a chance to make an even larger profit because the put we own will skyrocket in price as the stock drops. So it's important that you understand you can get out of this at any time. You can limit your losses by getting out earlier. But the best thing to do to avoid losses in the first place is to use stocks trending more strongly than the general broad market and stay deep out of the money when creating your net credit. All right. So a lot of people ask me about that. Jack, that's great, but what about a bear market, man? When that thing comes in, it just wipes everybody out. We saw, during the pandemic, we saw a big wipeout. And actually, this strategy paid off like gangbusters during that pandemic sell-off week. So let me show you how to do it in a broad market so that you can potentially make a killer profit even when everybody else gets slaughtered. So I'm going to use another real case study for you. And this one is going to be in a bear market, right? So this worked well, even in the worst crash since the 2008 financial crisis. That was earlier this year in March. But the steps are always the same. We're just going to flip this thing around, right? So step 1, check the broad market. So here we used the broad market as the Dow Jones, and you see it's going lower, right? Just a general trend. Without doing any analysis, you can see it's going lower. The second step, that's also the same. Write that down. Step 2, select the stock. So lo and behold, we got Amazon again. And here it was at $2,095. So this is trending down. The broad market's trending down. And we have a stock heading down as well. So how do you profit from that? Now that you know the market's going down and you got a stock going down, everybody else in the world has no clue what to do, right? I'm going to show you how to profit from this situation. Right now, you got Amazon here. It's going down. So we're going to place an order to sell an Amazon 2100 call that expires in 3 days. And this keeps our time in the market minimum to a risk. So a $2,100 call would be right there. All right. That means Amazon would have to jump up significantly from 1850 to 2100 in 3 days. Now it can do it, but the odds of it happening are real small. So there's a difference between possibility and probability. So when we look at this, it's possible that it goes up to 2100 from 1887 in 3 days. It's possible, but it's not probable. Okay. So at the same time we enter that order to sell that 2100 call, we enter an order to buy a 2105 call. Now, in the last example, we were using puts deep out of the money below the strike prices, deep out of the money below the stock's price. With the bear call, we're using calls above it. So the difference between the money we get for selling the weekly call and buying a higher strike price weekly call, that's our profit. So this is how it looks. And again, without being able to do this in PowerPoint, I wouldn't be able to show you this great chart here. So we got the stock price is this wiggly line in blue going down. Now we enter our order on Tuesday. Here's Tuesday right here. We're going to sell the 2100 call. That's closer to the stock price than 2105. So we're going to get more money when we sell this 2100 call than we spend buying that 2105 call. And in this case, we collect $1,250. Now, we're way above the price of the stock, and that's weird. People are always afraid the stock's going to go down, and the reason is because when they go down, they really go down fast, right? So here we have a situation where the stock can go along. It just has to stay below a certain point. And that's a crazy concept, but this works like gangbusters when the market's headed like this, right? So look how far we are out of the money here. We're 2,100, stocks at 1887. We got a massive cushion, right? So that's how we do it when the market's heading down. Now, let me give you another example. This one was on Google. And here, the stock is this wiggly line, and we got a huge no risk zone because we're going to sell that 1310 call when the stock is trading right around 1150. So we're way out of the money here, right? We sell that 1350 call. We buy the 1310 call. We collect $600. Do that on Tuesday. We're way out of the money. Stock expires stock goes to 1200 on Friday. It's still deep out of the money. We're like $110 out of the money. And we have almost no risk in this thing the whole week. And this turned out to be a great trade. So we're doing this in up and down markets. And this is the number one way to do it in an up and down market. So let's have a quick review. Write this down because our steps on every trade are the same. So we're going to let the market drive the strategy. We're going to pick the stock in the same direction as the broad market. We're going to select options deep out of the money. We're going to enter on a special limit order to instantly create your credit. And then we're going to have your exit strategy in place because you never want to get into a trade, not just with this strategy, but you never want to get in a trade in any strategy without having an exit strategy in place. So why are these steps so important? Because they stack the odds in your favor even more. And the advantage here is that you can use this strategy in any market conditions when the market's going up, down, or sideways. And it works because it's built on the 3 core truths about options. And you can do this every week and get paid every week. And you can use this system to make income for life, no matter what's happening in the stock market. So let me give you the benefits here. This works in up and down markets. It produces results in 3 days or less. It can be used to create income for life. It has less risk than stocks. You have a high probability on each trade. You got a single ticket order system to automate everything. And you have the ability now to finally get the confidence and stability you deserve. So what else do you need to know? Well, during this training, I think I gave you a pretty good understanding of my system, but there are little things you still need to know, which you can learn quickly to go from this understanding to implementation to put together your own weekly options income trades. And you need to know these things like how to put your fingers on the market, how to pick the cherries from the list of stocks, which option strike prices to use, how to enter the trade and apply the exit strategy, and how to enter your order using the market maker trick, and how to use this sliding scale for higher profits, plus the 6 special things to do on every trade to lower risk and eliminate losses, and what to do when the trade goes against you, and how to protect your capital and make a huge profit, and how to go long-term with this and build a multi-million-dollar retirement account, and so on and so on. And all those details are what I cover when I do this one-on-one, where I usually charge between $4,000 to $5,000 per person. But today, the good people at Westmark told me you are not going to have to pay that because those types of prices would defeat the purpose of this system. And the purpose of this system is to help the little guy and anyone else who needs an edge in today's stock market. So I'm going to make this easily affordable. I've given a great deal of thought to what I should make available and what I should charge for providing it. And when I hand you all the material I share and discuss in those one-time only offers, you'll have all the nitty-gritty inside information to make weekly income for life. You'll know exactly what to do to scan the market quickly for stocks. You'll know how to look at an options quickly to find a great trade. You'll know all sorts of detailed secrets to create weekly income. Now, for obvious reasons, I'm not about to give all that to every Tom, Dick, and Mary for nickels and dimes. And as you know, I'm very accustomed to being very well paid for my knowledge. So I'm going to charge you a solid price for this, but I promise it'll be a lot less than the thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands you'll lose trying to figure this out on your own and painfully separating what works from what doesn't. So let me describe this weekly options profit system package I built for you. It comes to you in the form of trader training modules, and these cover everything from the nuts and bolts of options to the detailed secrets you'll need to know to build this weekly income. So the first thing I teach you in module 1 is all about stock picking, right? Because if you get that part right, you'll flat out kill it with weekly options. The module 2 trains you about options in general. Module 3 teaches you the first way to make weekly income with weekly options. Module 4 covers what you learned right here. This is the engine that pulls a train. And that we cover that in great detail with video demonstrations. And we call that the number one way to make weekly income with weekly options. Now, this is comprehensive, in-depth training on this strategy that you just learned here. And you're going to get the strategy training for both bull and bear markets. Then module 5 trains you on weekly options, puts or calls without a hedge for those rare times that you'd want to do that. And module 6 is a bonus strategy that shows you how to make your trades bulletproof using weekly options. Now, every strategy you need is covered in complete detail. We've got them each in a PDF handout, and in the videos, I walk you through every step. It's just like you're looking over my shoulder, meet me at your computer and watch me do it. Now, they'll show you how to do each of these strategies. You'll always know the broad market, how to pick the cherries, which option strike prices to use, what to do if the trade goes against you, the 6 special things to do on every trade, plus even more. So these training modules cover everything you need to know. However, I realize there may be some rough spots in your understanding and some places where you might need a little hand holding. So I'm also going to give you unlimited email support. And everybody told me I was crazy for doing this, but I want to do it because I care about your success and I want you to be successful. And if I give you this, then I'm pretty sure we can help you with any problem you have. And that makes this training interactive. So you also get permanent lifetime access to this members internet portal we set up where we have all this training online. And you get, like I say, lifetime access to that. So let me tell you about this portal. It's private and password protected, but there's no membership fees at all. No monthly membership fees. There's no fees of any kind. You get lifetime access to the training. And it's important because it holds all the training material in an easy to navigate format. And you can even download and save all these training modules to your own computer so you have access to it even when you're offline. And to top it all off, I send you a weekly options profits home study package by priority mail. Now, why do I do this? You know, people say again, Jack, you're nuts for mailing that out. Just let them read it online. Here's why I do it. I care about your success. Even though we don't know each other, I care about your success. And I know that you're going to have more success if you take this home study system to a quiet place in your house where you can read it and focus on it. I'm telling you, focus is the key thing right now. You're probably getting inundated with trading strategies to use. And what you really need is one that works, and you need the ability to focus on that. So I'm going to send this to your house. I want you to get this, take it to a quiet place in your house where you can read it undisturbed, take some notes, and this is really going to sink in, all right? Now, the way this system is set up, you can learn quickly and start immediately, and that's the basic system, what I just described. And if you prefer to go all the way, I've got a VIP package that includes everything in the basic system package, plus we're going to give you the weekly options, stock and options picks for 1 year. Now, let me tell you about the weekly options VIP picks, because this is what everybody really wants, the VIP option. So with the VIP service, you get the exact stock and options to do the weekly trade, okay? There's no guesswork on your part. We do all the hard work for you. We send you the trade alert. You can literally copy and paste it into your brokerage firm and execute the trade online. So we send the trade alert by email, and then we post it in the VIP area of the members' website. So you'll get it on Tuesday morning. You get 1 to 3 VIP picks on Tuesday morning by email, usually within an hour and a half after the market opens. And then we post that in the VIP area, and we also update that site. So it's the fastest and easiest way to get going because we do all the hard work for you and spoon feed you the cream of the crop and the exact stock and weekly options to use. All right. Now on to the prices. Everything you're going to get here today, your investment for everything in the weekly options profits basic system package is just $14.97 or $29.97 for the VIP package. but I'm going to let you get this system for much less than that. If you act quickly, here's what we've arranged for you. If you decide to go with the basic system package, I want to thank you for becoming a member and being serious enough to attend this training so to help you get started. And even though my marketing advisors think I'm nuts, if you enroll right away today in the basic system, I'll give you a good customer discount of $1,000, reducing your total out-of-pocket cost to only $497. And if you decide to go all the way and go VIP, I'll give you a good customer discount of $1,500, making the total cost of the VIP package just $1,497. Now, I got a killer free bonus for you. People paid $3,440 for this, and I'm going to give it to you free if you go with us today and become a member. So here's what you're going to get. You're going to get this training I called the 4-day cash machine. All right. And this $3,440 free bonus is the exact same training I prepared and delivered to a high-end group detailing a step-by-step system for making weekly income in 4 days or less. Now, this was 1 month-long training with this private group. Everybody paid $3,440, and I'm going to give it to you. And this is everything we covered, every little single thing you need to know before you trade, all about options, all about stocks, the 4-day cash machine strategy training, how to calculate your profit, how to create your spread, how to enter your limit order, how to find good spreads, a strategy walkthrough. I show you a week in the life of a 4-day cash machine trade, and I got some case studies for you. Plus, I'm going to show you how to set an alert. That's pretty important. A live demo video, exit strategy live demo, how to close out the short leg, when to stay in a losing trade, how to make more, but only if the trade goes bad, a bear market strategy training, a week in the life of a bear market trade, and a bear market case study. So here's everything you're going to get. All right. If you go with the basic system package, you're going to get lifetime access to the members online portal, all the trader training modules, all the trader training videos, unlimited email support, the home study kit, the bonus video training and case studies, and the 4-day cash machine. That's a $3,440 value. All of it today for just $497, right? That's a killer deal. It's a no-brainer. Now, if you want the VIP system, this is what most people want. This is by far the most popular choice. And it's because you get everything you get in the basic system. You get the lifetime access. Just think about that. Lifetime access. That alone makes this thing tremendously valuable. Then you got the trader training modules, the video training, unlimited email support. You get the home study kit, the bonus video training and case studies. Then you're going to get the weekly options VIP picks every week for 12 months, plus the 4-day cash machine. That's a $3,440 value. All of it today for just $1,497. So this is a great deal for everybody because you can learn to make weekly income for life. And that's a priceless skill. So you'll be able to order this thing and be in the members area in 2 minutes. And since this will be good from now on because it's based on 3 core truths about options, you can use this to create income for life. So that makes your investment in this system the best investment you'll ever make. Now, we've been doing this. We're going on our 10th year anniversary soon. We got a lot of guys that have made a lot of money, taking hundreds of thousands out of the market with this. Craig S. in Portland, 150%. Jerry from Kansas City, 3,700 in 1 week, right? Les, 2,584 in 1 week, right? Now, Scott in Oklahoma is averaging 4,000 to 5,000 per week, right? At 4,780, right? Says all the credit goes to Jack and his team, but all the credit goes to you, Scott, for actually going through, taking the time to go through the training and apply it. Now, this is the quickest way for you to get set up, making weekly options income. So I've got a few questions that we can go into now, and I have some of the most important ones, most common ones that I already have the answers to. So I'm going to go through that. Then we can open it up. All right. So the first question we get all the time is, do the commissions eat up the profits? And they don't, because as I say, most of the brokerage firms now offer commission-free trading. You may have to pay 65 cents per contract, but that's about it. So the commissions don't eat up much. They're really a non-factor. Is this a fad, or will I be able to do it long-term? It's a long-term deal. This is not a fad. The volume in weekly options has exploded almost 1.5 times this year what it was last year. So this is going to be a long-term thing. It's just picking up steam now. How much should you start with? I recommend you start with $5,000. You don't have to use that on every individual trade, but that's how much you should start with. How much time does it take to learn it all and get rolling? This really depends upon your existing options knowledge. I've seen people just jump right in about an hour, go through the training and go right at it. Other people may want to take a little bit longer. There's no rush. The market's not going anywhere. It's always going to be here. So don't feel like you got to get into a rush, but it might take you a couple hours. You should at least, learn how to do the exit strategy correctly, a few things like that. So I'd apply at least 2-3 hours. How can your product help me achieve weekly income? This is a good question. This whole thing is designed to do exactly that, right? We're getting in these trades on Tuesday. They expire on Friday. That's 4-day cash machine. So this product is designed specifically to help you achieve weekly income. Now, this is a good question too. Sometimes I think options are just too hard or complex. Will that be the case with your system? And that will not be the case, okay? We're going on our 10th year. We've never had anybody say, this is too hard or this is too complex. And the reason that is because I break it down in a real unique way for you. When I teach you about options, it's not like other people have done it. It's going to be very simple. Look, I flunked 9th grade math, okay? So this isn't going to be like something too hard. There's no Greeks, nothing like that. We're not going to get any deltas, none of that stuff. It's going to be real simple. And to make it simple, we got that interactive email, right? So that's unlimited. This is a great question with all the stuff out there. Person asks, do you guarantee I'll make money with your system? No, I don't. I cannot do that. The SEC wouldn't even let me guarantee you'd make money with it. So I can't do that. Now, Mary says, I bought other options products and they haven't worked for me. How will I know your product won't be another letdown? I love this because I doubt that any of you that are going to buy this from me today and become a member, I doubt this will be the first thing you ever bought, right? Most of the people that are our customers, we have hundreds of them, they've bought other things. And this is why I see this question as being so popular, because they tell me all the time, I tried so-and-so's thing and I tried so-and-so's thing and it didn't work. And nothing worked for me until I tried your thing, Jack. So I know this won't be another letdown for you because I won't let you down. I'm not going to let that happen. We're going to get you on pace, get you up and running. And I really believe you're going to love it. The next question is, do you offer a money-back guarantee? And my answer is, I can't do it. Once my trading system is out, then it's out, and I can't erase the secrets from your mind that you learned about it, and I can't erase it from your computer. So please understand, I'm only sharing this trading system and training and devoting my time to people who are serious about making weekly income with weekly options, and I'm not about to send it to someone who wants to save a copy of everything to their computer and then send it back to me for a refund. So if you're that type of person, then this is not for you. And after attending this training session, if you have any qualms about me, my methods, or my ability to deliver, you should definitely pass on this offer. However, if you do exactly what I teach you to do without second guessing me, this weekly options trading system will change your life. And if the SEC would let me, I'd bet money that you're going to love this. That's how confident I am that this will bless your life. So what I'd like you to do now is decide which weekly options profit system package you want. The basic system package gives you the members online portal lifetime access, weekly options profits trader training modules, the videos, the email, unlimited email support, the home study kit, the bonus video training and case studies, and the 4-day cash machine trading, which is a $3,440 value. You get all that today for just $497. But I know you'd rather have the VIP system, so this is what this is. You get everything in the basic system, lifetime access to the members portal, the weekly options, profits, trader training modules, video training, unlimited email support, home study kit, bonus video training, and you're going to get the weekly options VIP picks every week for 12 months, plus the 4-day cash machine, $3,440 value. All that today for just $14.97, and you could potentially lock in your profit this week, and you can use it to make income for life. So here's how to order. Right now, I want you to go to westmarktrading.com. All right, westmarktrading.com. There are fantastic hosts for this event, westmarktrading.com/M11-cash. Okay, westmarktrading.com/M11-cash. And the phone number, if you want to order by phone, is 904-416-1776. And as soon as we get your order, you'll get instant access. We're going to give you a username and password. So you'll be in this thing in about 2 minutes, and we'll send you the home study kit so you'll have it at home too. Again, go to westmarktrading.com/M11-cash or give us a call at 904-416-1776. So the great guys at Westmark Trading, I want to thank you for having me on today, and for all the people that joined us today. I hope you enjoyed this presentation as much as I enjoyed giving it to you. So any questions you have, I'm here for you.
Hey, thank you, Jack. Thank you for a fantastic presentation. And I tell you, you were so thorough that you plucked off many of the questions that had come up during your presentation by how you comprehensively covered things. There were a couple of quick little last ones that came up. One fellow was saying that he said, unless you have a lot of capital on reserve, is a broker really going to let you, sell covered puts? I don't see how you can sell puts with extremely low capital unless you have level 3 options access. I'm reading you what I was just there because I'm not sure. I don't even know what level 3 option access means, but do you have a thought about that, Jack?
Yeah, he's right about that, but we're not doing naked puts or covered puts,
Yeah.
right? So if we were to do that, you'd have to have a tremendous amount of cash in your account in the unlikely event you got the stock put to you. But in this case, the most you could lose is the difference between strike prices. So in the examples I gave you, we got a $2 difference in strike prices on 10 contracts. That's $2,500. So the brokerage firm is going to let you do that because you've got limited downside. You see, when if we sold that one put and we didn't buy that lower strike price put, the capital requirements would be totally different.
Because you're naked.
Because you're naked. Now we're limited. We've got that hedge on there. So we limit our capital requirement. Plus we got that hedge. That thing could kick in and give you a monster payday in a bad market.
Great. And I think that answers the other question that came up. They were looking at your example about how you collected $12.50 on Amazon call spread and was just wondering, what was the per contract credit? In other words, how many contracts were you trading there?
That was probably 10 to 20 is what I like to go with.
I seem to recall, I think you said it was about 10 at that point in time. But and that's it, Jack. I mean, once again, you covered everything so well. I want to thank you so much for your time. Like many of the experts that we've had with us yesterday and today, we know your time is valuable and really appreciate you carving out an hour to spend time with us and with our audience here and to make this fantastic offer available.
Thank you. You guys have been great. Westmark, you guys do a great job. All the hosts and hostesses and the people that came on, I hope you got a lot of good value out of this today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, buddy. That was Jack Carter, folks, with Superior Information. And once again, he shared information about the 4-day cash machine, which gave you lifetime access to members-only portal, weekly options, profits, trading modules, home study kit, bonus videos. He shared with you a basic package and a VIP package. And if you go to westmarktrading.com/M11-cash, you'll be able to see all those options there. So once again, we'd like to thank Jack very much for doing that for us. And that brings us to the top of the hour, and it brings us to our next quiz. And I know these quizzes, these are an awful lot of fun. And folks, they're simple. All you have to do is to be the first person to answer the question, type it into your chat panel. And if you're the first person, we're going to send you a $100 Amazon gift card. It's that straightforward. And the question right now is, who is the only president to have paid off the national debt? That's a heck of a question.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go with our little, this is what I call my phone booth dance.
No ringtone.
Okay, folks, just type the answers into the chat panel.
Yeah, so that's going to be stuck in my
I was
head
just
all
going to
night.
say that.
Thanks for that.
Do we have a correct winner?
We do indeed. And our moderator said
Yay.
Brandon View.
VU.
All right. So we'll just refer to him as Brandon at this point in time. So Brandon is the winner. And the answer to the question is Andrew Jackson. And a little bit of the research I was doing on this is this guy hated debt of any kind. As a matter of fact, he was a real estate guy and he had lost some speculative land deals and he hated the debt that he carried. So he comes into office hating debt. And by January 8th, 1835, he had paid off what was then a $58 million national debt.
Mm.
And the rest of the story is 2 years later, we were in a deep depression, but that's another discussion.